Niket Mahala to join our dais and have a seat. Distinguished guests, esteemed delegates, and ladies and gentlemen, I extend a warm welcome on the part of Government Polytechnic Mumbai to the grand opening of the ceremony of AI Conclave. Today, we are blessed to be in the company of visionaries and intellectuals who have dedicated their lives to the advancement of knowledge and technology. In this August gathering, we are honored to have the presence of our chief guest, Dr. Siddhartha Datta Gupta, Professor of IIT Bombay. Additionally, we have the esteemed presence of Dr. Vijay Talele sir, CEO of Garze Marathi Global Incorporation, all the way from Mountain View, California, USA, and Mr. Naveen Lodha, Netweb Technologies Director, and Mr. Shashi Kumar sir, Senior Director at SIDAG, and our respected principal, Dr. Nitiket Mahala sir, and all the delegates who have graced this conclave with their presence. Let us proceed by soliciting the blessings of Goddess of Knowledge and Wisdom with Saraswati Pujan. I request all the delegates on the dais to join us in this auspicious ceremony.
कुन्देतु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणान्वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृति देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पास्तु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा
Now, let's take a moment to express our gratitude to our distinguished guests through felicitation. I request Principal Sir to felicitate our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Siddharth. I now request Principal to Mr. I now request Principal Sir to felicitate Honorable Dr. Vijay Talele Sir. I request Principal to felicitate Honorable Mr. Naveen Lodha Sir. Now, I request Professor S.R. Kasture Sir to felicitate our Honorable Principal, Dr. Nitiket Mala Sir. As we move forward in this conclave, it's my pleasure to invite Professor Kasture Sir to share his insight and enlighten us on the significance of today's gathering.
So, thank you very much for joining this platform to all the delegates. Some are joined from USA and UK also. There are, you already know that we are trying hard actually to establish industry and institute connection worldwide. Our mentor, IIT Bombay, Sashi Kumar Sir, SIDAC, we work hard, including VJTI, Dr. Kaji, we work hard actually to get at this particular moment. We already started a lot of initiative, including a research program along with dental college, government dental college. I think doctors are here actually in in the dais right now. So thank you very much for Sonali ma'am for uh, sending you across here at this platform. So thank you very much. I wanted to especially thanks to global influencer Ali Miller, Bonnet Pascal, who are very much connected to me. Ajit Zawkar sir, actually, who is connecting after some time actually for this session. So all these global uh, influencer, I wanted to thank them for joining this, and they will be providing the insight in future also. So thanks. Thank you for coming.
Now, I request Professor Kasturi Sir to felicitate all the delegates present in the AI Conclave. Honorable Principal, Dr. Nitiket Mala sir, wants to express his thoughts and best wishes towards the AI Conclave 2024.
Dignitaries on the dais, today Chief Guest Dr. S.P. Dattagupta sir, other honorable dignitaries on the dais, excuse me for your names. Uh, my younger brother and just told Pasture Dr. Mr. Niket, the global innovation head, Oracle, Dr. Niket is here. Other dignitaries from the reputed industries, coordinator of the functions, Professor Kasturi's entire team, my all head of department, a very good morning to all of you. Dear friends, today I'm sorry for the delay because I was present in government's one of the program that is Bhasha program, that is Grantha Dindi program. It is a protocol of government of Maharashtra. So I excuse for my delay. Dear friends, it is an indeed good moment for us, a pride moment for us, a conclave. I may say it is a meet arranged by my artificial intelligence and machinery department. I congratulate all of you. Sir, Government Polytechnic was established in 1960. No doubt, last 6 decades, it is developing day by day. We are striving for giving the good knowledge and good education to our engineering disciplines. We are running 11 branches, but the last branch was we have got from AICT, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Today, everyone is even my AICT, my government authorities are very anxious about AI and machine learning. So definitely this summit or this conclave will help us to shape my boys, girls, my students, which are only sir 10 plus 2. They are not IITians, they are not NITians, they are not triple IITians, they are only diploma guys. So that is very important to understand this, all the fellows. We have to, we are inculcated this program to IICT, we are autonomous bodies. We inculcate various courses, Python, prompt engineering, suggestion, machine learnings and all these things to my children. So I expect from industry persons, from expert subjects, that we should, we have to bridge the gap between academia and industry. Many people are now making the presentation, they are using the use of blindly chat GPT and not using their brains. In just I read somewhere that Tom AI, I'm, Tom AI is popular in presentation. Students not using their brains, they are using directly Tom AI in presentation. After all, that author says, artificial intelligence is such a system, but human brain has to be used. Because God is gifted human brain, which is very important rather than the artificial intelligence. It is not a natural brain. It is a, so it is a suggestion to my children. We should utilize the enforcement of the energy of this eminent personality we have. This session should be very interactive sessions. Today we need to work on national language processing. People are working in local languages. I appeal to my students to work in Sanskrit languages, our national education policy. So I am very feel proud to tell you that my college has been made up tie with Computer Science IIT Bombay. They have given us e-yantra projects. As per the National Education Policy 2020, we are encapsulating this project and we are spreading the knowledge of project-based learning in robotics industry. We are made many MOUs with drone technology, IoTs, robotics. But today, there is a something dilemma in the mind of the peoples whether AI is good or bad. The chat GPT is good or bad. Why this is a chaos. I'm using read papers. I'm basically 8% telecom person. Even the civil person, mechanical person asking us, so what will be happen in 20 years, whether job will be there or not? No, not at all. In many 50 years before or 40 years before, calculator replaced the person like a clerk. So the clerk was using calculation by hand. When he got shocked that calculator has come, he was shocked. But in due course of time, he used to do the calculator and computers, just like AI. So dear friends, indeed it is a good moment. It is a conclave. The meaning of conclave is nothing but to meet, attract to meet. So I give the best wishes to this conclave meet. I also welcome to all the dignitaries and personally thankful to all dignitaries They have visited in my college, in our institute, particularly for the machine learning and AI development. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Dhanyawad.
Thank you, thank you, Honorable Principal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and distinguished participants, welcome to the Industry Pavilion, an enlightening journey into the dynamic realm of artificial intelligence. Today, we are honored to present a series of presentations by industry experts who will illuminate us on the current trends, challenges, specific needs within various sectors. These distinguished speakers will also share pivotal developments within their respective organization, offering us a unique insight into the ever evolving landscape of AI. Get ready for an informative exploration as we delve into the heart of innovation, uncovering the intricacies that shape the future of technology across industries. Without further ado, let the industry pavilion commence. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Naveen Lodha, the Director of NetWeb Technologies, with a stellar 14-year career, including 13 years as the Vice President of Sales. Mr. Lodha has been instrumental in guiding NetWeb Technologies to the forefront of technological innovation. Recently, the company achieved global recognition with India's Airawat PSAI, the fastest supercomputer, ranking 75th globally. Mr. Lodha is here today to share his invaluable insight into the world of artificial intelligence. Under his leadership, NetWeb Technologies has made significant contributions to the AI landscape. Let's warmly welcome Mr. Naveen Lodha as he takes the stage to discuss current AI trends, challenges, and specific sector needs.
Morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. So, to start with, I'll first like to. Hello, is it audible now? Good morning, everyone. So, is it okay? I'm audible. So, thrice. Good morning, everyone. So, to start with, first I like to congratulate team, the organizers, the committee, the students. I was a bit early today, and the kind of entho and the energy what I actually saw within the kids over here, that was amazing. I was like into a different world when I saw these paintings being put on the wall, and I came to know from Kasturi sir like these kids have actually drawn it up by themselves. So I applaud. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for giving us giving such a good introduction. Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here at this AI Conclave 2024, hosted by Government of Polytechnic Mumbai. I'm here to speak a little bit about AI and how AI is actually getting transformed within our day-to-day life. There are a few of the examples wherein like we have been working very closely within the industry and within several verticals on like how AI is actually helping in transformation on various segments. Today, knowingly or unknowingly, we find ourselves surrounded by applications of artificial intelligence and machine learning in our day-to-day lives. From placing a simple order on an e-commerce website to a DAS system within the car that makes driving extremely easy and safe, AI and ML have become an essential part of our lives. At NetWeb, we are actively participating in the revolution of seamlessly integrating AI/ML into the fabric of various industries, ranging from healthcare, security, education, and way beyond. Popular technologies from science fiction movies are on the verge of reality. In the near future, we can expect AI to become our guardian for railways. Now, for example, if it's railways, providing a facial recognition with an unwavering precision to identify unauthorized individual in a real time. It's an actually a threat. So we are just trying to identify by face recognition on how we can improvise in terms of security. We are actively working on AI powered systems to implement these features very efficiently. One of the greatest fears in our of living in a city is the traffic snarl, which we are facing on a day-to-day basis. This makes AI-powered traffic management system the need of the hour. Our collaboration with the Smart City project has given rise to AI-powered traffic management systems, which reduces the congestion and makes urban transportation much easier and smoother. We thus aim to transform cities into an intelligent ecosystem. Recognizing the pivotal role of AI plays in shaping the future, we have forced partnerships with organizations like CDAC, as I mentioned, which actively contribute to the initiatives of such as Arawat. The cutting edge cloud platform empowers startups by providing them with an essential tools needed to flourish. So in today's world, like we really see, I was talking to a lot of dignitaries like who are actually helping a lot of startups wherein to empower them on how to actually come down to the reality of their thoughts whatsoever they are planning to implement. Arawat is something which is a government of India initiative which is considered to be the fastest AI supercomputer being deployed at CDAC Pune. So the idea of developing that particular program was to help the startups wherein like without even an investment, they can actually run their programs within the AI platform and reach very near to the reality. So that's an initiative which the government of India has actually taken. And I really am so thankful for being a part of it by developing around it. Our ambitions stretch far beyond equipping metropolitan areas and startups. In the pharmaceutical field as well, we are working to develop AI algorithms which can detect cancer even in its earlier stages with very high accuracy. So here, it is not just about statistics, but about giving hope to the families, extending lifespans, and rewriting the narrative of this dreaded disease. So we have been working with few of the pharma companies, wherein like they are tied up with a lot of cancer hospitals. So they have actually taken data of last 10 to 15 years, wherein like they have scanned the biopsy report, the biopsy slides. They have scanned those reports in terms of what were the symptoms prior to the detection of the disease, and then they are trying to run an AI engine so as to have certain information on what kind of symptoms a person is actually having within the body, which can actually move towards the malignancy or move towards the cancer. So if we are able to detect the cancer in an early stage, the curing is always into a much more faster. So that's the way I personally think AI is actually transforming in the early detection of cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, at NetWeb, we don't just provide isolated solutions. We are architects of the very infrastructure that fosters collaboration, scalability, and limitless possibility. Our cleverly curated AI/ML containers and robust cloud-based platform empower a diverse array of players from startups to a well-established corporation to unleash the true potential of AI. As we navigate the dynamic landscape of AI/ML, the question isn't whether to embrace it, but rather how to do responsibly. At NetWeb, we believe in responsible AI that serves humanity, AI that constructs a brighter future for all. We extend an invitation to our esteemed partners to join us on this transformative journey. Let us collaborate, innovate, and together shape a world where AI is not just a buzzword, but a force of transformative good. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Ankit Mahala, the head of Technology and Innovation Hub at Oracle Financial Services Software Limited. With a 27-year career, he is a passionate leader with expertise in technology, thought leadership, digital transformation, and expertise architecture. Currently, as lead principal architect, he spearheads enterprise strategies for LOB modernization, emphasizing the use of emerging technologies. Mr. Mala's vast experience includes roles at Capgemini and Tech Mahindra, showcasing his proficiency in technology solutions, delivery management, and agile DevOps transformation. A Master of Engineering from the University of Mumbai, he is known for his strategic thinking and hands on experience. Let's welcome Mr. Ankit Mala to share his insight on AI and technology innovation.
Good morning to everyone. I once again welcome all dignitaries. Nice to connect since morning. I will not take much time, guys, but I would just want to touch base today on a very important topic. Um, I'm feeling little nervous that all of you are standing. Why can't you sit for some time? It looks like your Kasturi sir has given a punishment to all of you. Just have a seat, relax. In our industry, no one stand. We respect everyone. I think you please be seated for some time, at least during my conversation. I feel good. Just sit, relax. We all a human being, okay? Yeah, yeah. We can give them chocolates also. All right, there we go. There we go. Now you will feel relaxed. Wow, your legs are getting some. All right, guys. So today I'm going to just spend some time to tell you one interesting part, okay, and how it is related with AI. Okay. So students, listen carefully. We all are using phones, right? I mean, you are a latest generation. Okay, you guys call HBD. Happy birthday, right? There are IDC. I don't care. Okay. So there are a lot of new abbreviations are coming. So when we started our journey, we were not having a mobile phone. We started with the landline phone, then phone comes, right? Now there is a smartphone. Every industry is transforming. Okay. Now the transformation is happening for some purpose. You being a students are getting transformed. I was talking to sir, right, sir? In a polytechnic college, we never seen the students with appropriate dress and the well blazers and all those things. So thank you guys. That's an excellent transformation, right? So we all are going towards the transformation. Now, when I talk about transformation, telco industry, I work with Tech Mahindra. It was a traditional telco industry, moved into the digital telco industry, and now it is moving to the AI enabled industry. Now, since last 10 years, I'm working with the financial or a banking industry. Lot of banks, you all are aware, you know, traditional bank, we used to go to the bank branch, wait in the lane, traditional banks to the digital banks to the AI enabled banks. So what is most important, guys? Transformation. Tomorrow there will be, even if AI itself become a traditional, there is a next generation AI is coming up already, right? So what next? So the fundamental problem which we are seeing in the industry is there are tons of benefits of this transformations, but there are a lot of problems with this transformation. Now, you being a student, faculties, you need to understand the ethics of the any new technology. We need to use any technology for the benefits of yourself first, benefit of your parents, benefit of society, benefit of country, and benefit of world. Now, why I'm saying, guys, there are tons of benefits of AI, but let me tell you the certain challenges many of you are facing. Have you heard about the deep fakes? Anyone? Right? People are deep faking the uh, photos. Just like Sachin Tendulkar is faking. Lot of such incidents happening. The pattern I have already seen. Students like you already started deep faking. They are cheating their parents, and I'm not joking. It's a real example. And parents are saying, okay, mera bachcha baat kar raha hai, some problem might have been there, let me online transfer the money. Don't do that. So ethics are very important for all of us. You all know there are benefits. We are doing a business not in millions but billions, guys, in my company across the globe, but we all follow the ethics. The fundamental problem for you students, there are so many cases already happening due to your into in AI. You generally go and write a source code for a particular customer or a client, and if you use that source code for some other purpose, what is happening? It is not you are alone is in the problem. You are creating a problem for the company for which you are working. You are creating a problem for the country to which you are belonging. So please understand, these are the important aspect, ethical considerations of AI. I don't know how many of you are aware there is a oath AI is already available online. Many people like us, we are taking oath that we will not use the AI for any other purpose. You will get any university course, everywhere you will be get information about what are the benefits of AI, how to use Gen AI. Now we are also educating CEO, CTO, and the business people. How do you chat with the data, and the data is present in PDF, database, wherever. But we are also teaching them how do we use it for the benefit of your business, not for some other purpose. There are rules and regulatory compliance. I don't want to go into detail, but in a financial industry, PII compliance, PCI compliance, GDPR compliance, soon there will be a lot of such compliance will come with respect to AI. There are no kind of the punishments or anything available in our rules and regulation, but down the line it will come. Now, why I am telling you all those things? You will never get this kind of the guidance anywhere, that how you are impacting yourself, how are you impacting your society, right? We should use the AI for the benefits of country. If you love your country, you will use it for the right benefits, guys. Now, why I'm telling you, a saddest part, all of us know, many of we don't follow the red signal. Yes or no? We don't follow the red signal. The process is in place. The people like us, we don't follow it. AI in place. The people like us are not going to follow it in the right way. So, ladies and gentlemen, students, my intention here is to pass you the message. When you study chat gpt, whenever you study the open api, lot of frameworks, go with the Azure, AWS, OCI, Google, do whatever you want to do. You can do n number of things. There is no limit for it, but don't use it against your principles, against your etiquettes, against your moral values. Otherwise, whatever you are learning in this course, and after 10 years, if you are doing something wrong, this page will keep you remembering. We should focus, We should be ethically strong. We should use the AI in the right sense for the benefits of self, for the benefits of society, and for the benefits of others. Okay? Generative AI, it generates all the contents. It generates images, text, audio, video, whatnot. But did you realize the risk? So our job when we work with the customers, banks, on their $1 billion project, we don't educate them on what to do because we do have the expert, but we educate them what all the potential risk, what kind of the fine you need to, go for this if something goes wrong, right? So remember this, guys. In addition to that, lot of benefits. Now, classic example before I conclude: smartphone. All of us are using, right? Many of you or tons of students are addicted to WhatsApp and chat and all such games. AI is not different. We are going to become an addict. I have no issues, but become an addict for the good, for the good of you, for good of your society, for good of our country. And then only you will really feel happy. Don't feel happy if you are writing the hacker code or you are writing something which will create a problem to the society. Okay, this is the area of focus in the industry where we work in the financial industry, and anyone can do something $1 million of loss. Therefore, we are educating internally thousands of students joining us every year. We teach them this aspect of AI also, that guys, you need to use AI. It should work for you. Okay. Having said this, I wish you all the best to all of the students who are learning AI. I don't know in any subject of AI you will get this knowledge or the whatever the pointers I said. Just go oathai.com. If you want, you can take a oath over there and stick to that. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, sir. Introducing Dr. Vishnu Ram, a distinguished
Thank you very much. Can you hear me well? Can you hear me out all right? Good morning. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So then I will start my presentation. This is, I would like to talk to you about opportunities for standards driven research from India. I hear a bit of echo, but I'm hoping that you can hear me all right. Such as 5G networks. So this complete framework gives ability for network operators and vendors to manage and deploy, test and validate machine learning systems in the 5G networks. These are the output that we produced. We have focus group machine learning 5G specifications and the architecture framework that I mentioned to you about just now. So we had these pre-standard activities along with academia, such as your institute, as well as across the globally across the world. We produced informational documents such as use cases, and then we have recommendations which has produced along with DOT, Department of Telecom, and technical experts in India. The gaps which we found were how we can push certain positions, including customizations and local needs in India, for example, and innovations which can be pushed from our side. So mainly we look at what is the extensibility of the framework, how do we applications, how do we write applications as the previous experts talked about, and how we can implement some of these specifications. So in that sense, we'll look at a slightly longer term view, form a basis for AI machine learning in 6G and future networks. We look at what are the recommendations for sandbox, what are the recommendations for machine learning management, and produce such documents from India side. That is our goal. The second opportunity is to make impacts. So not enough if we just produce paper specifications, but also to make impacts from our side, right? So in that sense, we what are the references which we can produce, and what are the citations which we can produce. These are here are some of the citations that we have for now for the recommendations that we have produced, standards which we have produced. TSDSI, from TSDSI, we mobilized certain participation from local workshops, competitions, Nokia, TCS. These are some of the colleagues who are involved. And we have also collaborative papers published in this ITU journal. Third opportunity that we have for you is influencing the India blueprint. The India blueprint includes standardized activities, standards activities, some positions from our side, from India side, what are the position and the extensions and customizations. Standards activities include the informational documents, supplementary documents, use case studies. Then the recommendations are the normative standards. The debates, the positions are taken regarding new proposals and extensions and customizations. The second case study is about network autonomy and AI native. Here we would like to study some local applications and pool knowledge base across the world. These are the main goals here. So in 2022, we created a ITU knowledge base, and the data collection was done specifically for the topic of autonomous networks. Here we also studied, we created a build-a-thon for especially for students to participate in our activities. We opened a data set and opened that for training, model training, and we produced this output into. Next, going to looking at what are the features in 6. So that work is in fact we have this framework again, one for use case networks framework, and a proof build-a-thon as we call it, which looks at uh, producing proof of concept. The coding competition, 500 plus participants in. We ran it for 3 years, and this year we are looking at. And in this context, how to create a, this is very important for us, that is to study the use cases with local applications created on knowledge base from around the world, but at the same time fine tune this data with local experience, that is experts such as who are in the room today, and monitor the models with feedback. So in this context, what is the local relevance of the data? What is the local relevance of the knowledge base? Are there experts ecosystems in India which we can utilize this, and how to create a proof of concept? So there are futuristic opportunities for global collaboration, which I would like to call out here in on top of the framework which we created, which is exactly what we are looking at right now. First one is the regional knowledge base content. So from India, what are the knowledge base content and extensions on top of this framework which we have produced? What is the role of intent in managing this autonomous networks? What are the sandbox and recommendations that we can push from India's side, and what are the specific regional operators and the network operator side from India's side push for specific from our side. So in the proof, we is an approach where we take use cases, ITU that I showed you just now, produced reference with students up for LLM language model fine tuning to create. This is this was conducted for as a project. You can see the GitHub repository. We also conducted which is to showcase we did areas. And we started presentations and across the world. So here we showcase single click. I mean, we were very right. So as in this sense, get experts to validate the data. This kind of GUI, which is annotation tool, helps to validate and add change, may change in annotation for the. So what we did is provide this local Hugging Face. So this data you can see website. It is available. Students and analyze, including your institute, analyze the data from ITU. This is an open available in Hugging. Forms the data enabler for urban research. There are many that we have published, which in network data sets networks in Hong Kong and colleagues in Huawei, plus from Spain, by networks that you can see here, from Turkey, and so on. There are about 15 data sets last year, including in this one is about data set for which our colleague collected in real network from Berlin. This is another one. This one is on test beds. One of our colleagues in Spain, they have created this graph neural network with digital twin data from real network. They have set up this lab. They are an institute very similar to yours. This is their lab setup they have shown. You can see here, this is a rack full of the network, the simulated network routers they have put in a rack and recreated it as a digital twin. This is they have used for collecting data. The data collected included the nodes, edges, and queue data from the network. This we published as open data. The first prize for latency prediction. This was given as 2,000 euros, and second prize was 500 euros last year. This one is for collaborative testbed as well. It's from our own colleagues in Delhi. They set up this robotic hand haptic information provided over the network, controlled from a glove which controls this robotic hand. So here we can study things like latency and impact upon the robotic hand, which is provided from the haptic glove. We have a global community. We have a set of webinars. You can see here this webinar series, and there is a whole bunch of experts who talk to us, including different parts of the world, including our own colleagues from IIT Delhi. This is the set of companies and the set of colleagues that we work with. You can see there is US, Spain, China, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, as well as Europe and Japan. Publications. So as an academic institute, I would think that your institute and students and faculty are also interested in publications, right? So we have ITU journal where we publish regularly. There are 2 papers which we have published already in the last 2 years. This is what I have highlighted here are authors from India side. There are, if you are going to ask me about free GPUs, where can I get GPUs to train models? We provide free GPUs, free GPU access with loaded notebooks, Python, preloaded. This helps to student models. WTSA is coming October 2024. We have this in Delhi, and we would like to provide very good inputs, including your side. We have collaborations. TSTS actually ran an awareness workshop last year. We will continue the activities this year as well. And the activities included things like what are the collaborations we can do in this method, ethical considerations, as the previous speaker talked about. What are the regional network experts that I can tap into? These are some of the things that we look at in the context of WTSA. So the building of consensus and support is very important. TSDSI brings together such experts and take you to global forums. As a member, a sector member of ITU, we help institutes take the global contributions to a global stage. Finally, I would like to talk to you about network of women is very important. Diversity is very important for us. So as a UN organization, we would like to push for such aspects. We have a event in October for specifically looking at contribution from women. There is a survey form here. You can look at clicking this and answering to that if you are interested. So I talked to you about these opportunities. Firstly, to do with the gap analysis for machine learning. Then I talked to you about global impacts with standards. How do we influence an India blueprint with positions and standpoints? How can we create a local footprint as for futuristic opportunities for global collaboration? I told you about the build-a-thon. I told you about the single-click hosted notebooks in the annotation. I showed you free data sets, open data sets in Hugging Face, as well as from others. There are collaborative test beds that I talked to you about. There is a community with you. You don't need to do this alone. There is publication opportunities from ITU Journal. We have already done it, and we would like your contributions as well. I told you about free GPUs and building the consensus for successful standards. Thank you for this opportunity. We look forward to contributions and collaborations from your side. Back to you, Chairman.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Ram. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. So Dr. Ram elaborated on EDSI and 5G connectivity. I mean, what are the 5G initiative in the country and abroad also? And thank you very much, Professor Ram. Thank you joining this platform, sir. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Ram, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Significantly contributed to projects like Parikshak, an automated program grading and analysis tool. Driven by a passion for emerging technologies, Mr. Shashikumar actively engages in discussions on freedom and the transformative power on education. His extensive expertise, including a PhD in computer science, position him as a thought leader and a valuable asset to the technology and education community. Let's warmly welcome Mr. Shashi Kumar.
Good afternoon to everyone. Happy to be speaking to you today, and thank to Kasturi and that team for inviting me into this function. Uh, I don't know where all these descriptions came from. I don't know whether I agree with all that, but anyway, yeah. So I think given that you have a little bit of heterogeneous audience, I will talk about just 2-3 things briefly, and given also that we are running quite late. So one relevant thing which I think I can talk about is, which I think very few others in the room can do, is the growth of AI. Okay, so I think I'm possibly one of the few people who have seen AI much longer than many of you have, and because I think you would have also seen when you look at the current trends or what people are talking about, that AI is seen as a young discipline, 5-year or 10-year, maybe at the most 15-year-old discipline. So that's how most of the industries actually look at it. But AI is much older than me. Okay, which is to say that it is very old. Uh, so the word AI itself was coined in 1956 in Dartmouth conference in US, and there has been a lot of interesting work from that time. And when I joined CDAC, or what was at that time called NCST, in 1987, 86, 87, that was because I was very excited about AI. Okay, that was at that time. And it was my professor at IIT who got me hooked into a different kind of AI than what you are used to do today. And I was hooked, and I found it very fascinating, and I searched for a place with working in AI to start my career, and I haven't left that place yet. And I will be leaving in another 1 year, but that is a natural leaving. So it is of course exciting, and even at that time we did a lot of interesting projects. So I'll call that the old AI and the new AI. The old AI was largely symbolic. That is, we were used to deal with symbols, so we could read what the AI works on, what the AI produces, what is inside AI. I mean, usually they are list programs or prologue programs and those kind of things. And a lot of the core of the AI is used to be if-then rules. So I built the first and the only expert system shell ever built in India, and that time, 1987. Uh, oh, thank you. That was not the point. to say, so these were things that we did at that time. The shell was called Vidwan, and I think about 400 copies of that we sold to various entities in India. We are from an academic institution, so sold is not from a to a commercial point of view. But yes, they did pay and take the money, so it was not a donation. And we did a lot of work. We wrote a book on expert systems, and we taught courses on AI, expert systems, neural networks, and all that. And we worked with Indian Oil Corporation, Oil Coordination Committee, Air India, Indian Customs, and all that, building AI solutions for them. But the bad part at that time was that nobody had computers. None of the places where we went to had any computers with them. So we used to run the program with their data, take a huge printout and show to them, see, all these things are working fine. They look at it and say, yeah, it's all right. I mean, it looks good. So there was no taking off from there because computers were yet to come into any of these areas. And I think those who are little old enough or who have read the older stories would know the old PCs was 640K of memory. Okay, and today you have more, whatever, not even 640 MB, but almost like that much GB memory on your phone. Mobile phones are having 8 GB, 16 GB RAM size, and we had 640K, which is, I mean, even you can't even write a hello world program there. And the floppy drive, which is the forerunner of today's pen drive, used to be 360 KB or 1.2 MB. So you can imagine the amount of data that we could store, or the amount of programming that we could do, or the amount of memory, or that online data storage that is possible. Of course, there was nothing online. There was no World Wide Web. There was no HTML. There was no internet. I mean, internet was there, but at a restricted sense. So we had. I mean, it was a very highly constrained environment, and on top of it, there was no data because nobody was using computers. So if at all you go to anywhere, it's all paper copies, shopkeeper or to hospital, everybody has paper records. So there was no data. So all the enablers that you have today in abundance were missing there. But the passion and the excitement was very much there. So we were talking about deep learning that time, that we should have a multi-layer neural network and we could do. But even a single layer neural network we couldn't train because there was no computer capability available. So the dreams were curtailed and into much manageable chunk, and which eventually now grown to today as magnitude in terms of computing capabilities, the speed, the networking, the internet, and World Wide Web, and so on. So that is where the new AI comes. So today, but unfortunately, I mean, in my view, that when we move to the new AI, we have forgotten the old AI. We don't even think that they exist. There is a symbolic world. There are things there. And today, as the AI, the new AI or the data-driven AI or whatever that is called, is at its peak, we are now going back and asking, is this really AI? Is this really the GAI or AGI, artificial general intelligence? Are we getting there? And the answer is no. Everybody agrees that the deep learning models are not going to give you that general AI or the generic capability that we associate with the human brain. So, and the solution is to bring back the symbolic AI and say let them work together. So, I mean, this is something that I'm very excited about, and I've been trying to explore that. It's called the neuro-symbolic AI. So you get the neural network to build the core decision capabilities, but you get the symbolic AI to sit around it and provide explanations. And if you look at, that's pretty much what your human brain does. So we all, believe, at least that's what the medical science and neuroscience says, that your brain is largely neural networks. Largely, okay, not necessarily exclusively. But whether I should take a decision, whether I should move, what I do, and all that is possibly decided by some neural network architecture in my head. But then you ask me, why did I do it, or what is my plan, or when I want to do what, etc. It is not the neural network which is giving me the answer, because they cannot give you an answer as to what, or the why, the how, all of that is not available from the standard neural network models. But I can still tell you. So there is a what David Kahneman's book on thinking fast and thinking slow says, there is a system one and there is a system two. The automatic or the natural detections or decisions are taken by the, I don't know, I think it's system one or maybe two. Okay, and then when things that is not enough, you fall back to system two, which actually goes down to the base principles and fundamentals and starts reasoning out. So like if you take a doctor, you go there and you look at it, you sneeze and all that, and say, oh, this is seasonal, so it's cold. He'll immediately give you paracetamol and whatever else, and said, you take this for 3 days and come back. But if it doesn't work and you have a continued failure in this thing, then he starts going back to his base principles and say, what could have caused this? What are the things that would imply this presence of the symptom, and your background and all that? His medical test, this, that, etc. is added together, and then he creates a reasoning mechanism. And then he'll tell you, your fever has been actually been quite long time, and you actually just recently went visited this country, so most likely it could be this problem. So he is able to give you an explanation as to what is going on. Okay, even if you assume that the decision making capabilities are from a neural network model. And that is exactly where the challenge is, that we associate our expertise with an ability to explain, which is something that is lacking in the current AI models. And I think that is also something that's being picking up a lot of interest, like AI and explainable AI, GI, and all that is being talked about is from that angle. So it is moving ahead. I think that's an important thread to look at. And maybe it's neurosymbolic, or maybe there's other ways of building that explanation, but maybe similar to the way human brain functions, or maybe a different way in which from the neural network itself, I can generate that explanation as to how, what happened, and why did it come up with this decision. Okay, so this is where I think the we should look at, because I mean, at least I have seen the older times and to tell this time. So it is not necessarily that the symbolic AI is useless. It's not capable of doing things. There are a lot of things which that model was able to do, which I think today's models do not do, like logistics problems and think those kind of problems, which is what I did at that time. But and there is also a lot of things that your neural models are able to do, which is possibly like not very comfortable for the symbolic model. I had a few PhD students also along the way, so we did a lot of areas from learning disability, handwriting recognition, subjective answer evaluation, some or text summarization. So a lot of these was also done through some PhD students. So that's one work. And in CDAC across centers, there are related AI projects, but I think on the core research side is not happening too much there. But I mean, video analytics, speech, chatbot, and even what we are now talking about, natural language processing, not the large language models that you are excited about today, but we had machine translation system starting in 1985. There were at least 4 centers in India very actively pursuing machine translation systems using, at that time, heuristic models, then rule-based systems, then statistical models, then example-based translation, then today neural translation, and all of that. So this transition everybody is trying to adopt, but again the challenges still remain, because many of these problems are far more complex than what we are able to think about. And whether neural is the way to solve this problem, we still don't know. And we don't believe that the level of dependency and the complexity that is involved, neural algorithms can actually take care of this. So these are some thoughts that I'm going to leave with you. And for the students, of course, today it is the data world. The data is the new oil, data is this, data is that, everybody is so talking about it. So all of what we are talking about today is data driven. But I believe that pure data-driven models have a lot of weaknesses, because they don't embody the human, common sense, understanding, and all that thing. Those aspects are missing in the data model, and therefore, enriched data model in the lines of semantic web and all that is possibly likely to emerge as the symbolic AI works that goes on. So with that thought, I will leave you, and I hope you enjoy. And if anybody want to talk about any of these things with me, most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Introducing Anand Ganu, founder president of Garze Marathi Global Incorporation, a non-profit uniting non-resident Marathi individual with 11,000 plus followers and 500 plus connections. He is a prominent figure championing Marathi culture, education, mentoring, and entrepreneurship. Today, on his behalf, we have Dr. Vijay Talele sir, who is a management consultant and a mentor and an advisor to startups and startups incubation. He was a former CEO of COEP's Bhau Institute of Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Leadership for 5.5 years and now advisor, mentor to Bhau Institute. He is an honorary CEO of Garze Marathi Global Incorporation last 4 months. I request Dr. Vijay Talele sir to put his words and express his feeling of the AI conclave.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Professor Kasture and the entire Government Polytechnic Mumbai team for inviting Garjamarati Global team to this conclave. Unfortunately, Dr. Mr. Ganu, who is the president of Garjamati Global, who is from US. He is visiting India, but he is unwell. So on his behalf, I will explain briefly what Garjamati Global is and what we are doing in entrepreneurship, skill development, as well as one of our initiative in AI. And since I was part of a startup incubator, supporting the startup incubation for close to about 6 years, I was managing an incubator, and I have gone through almost 250, 300 startups and mentored many startups as part of my, as a role of my CEO of an incubator, as well as been through Garja Marathi cohorts, which we run every year. And this is the fifth cohort we are currently running. We have supported more than 200 startups. I have come across many AI startups, and I will just try to give a glimpse of some of the AI applications these startups are developing. So that gives you a kind of a overview of where all AI can be used and what, as a part of Garja Marathi Global, our AI initiative, what we are doing. So Garja Marathi Global is an organization, it's a non-profit organization in US as well as in India. And it's a group of worldwide Maharashtrian professionals who are high achievers. As of now, we have about 11,000 members across the world in 25 countries. We have 25 chapters across the countries. And I want today we have a presentation from Dr. Ajit Zawkar from Oxford University. He is also a close Garja Marathi member. And then what we have been doing is initially it started with creating autobiographies about as a coffee book table for Garja Marathi for Maharashtrians worldwide. But a few years back, about 4 years back, we started providing the expertise of the global Maharashtrians to the startups in India, in Maharashtra specifically. And we started running cohorts, entrepreneurship cohorts, startup cohorts. And we have ran 5 cohorts. Fifth cohort is going currently running as an accelerator cohort. And we have mentored close to about 200 startups with 120 mentors across the globe. And since I was part of an incubation and incubator, I have been associated with Garja Marathi as a mentor as well as part of their core team. And recently I have taken over as an honorary CEO for Garja Marathi Global. Coming to Garja Marathi, what our vision is to make an impact to Maharashtra's economy and also global Maharashtrians. When we talk about Maharashtra's economy, we recently in last July 2023, July 23, we had a first global summit where about close to 550 professionals across the and entrepreneurs across the world had we had met in the Bay Area in US, and we had good 2 days of interaction, and the theme was how can we make an impact to Maharashtra's economy. So since there are about 1% Maharashtrians across the globe who are out of it, Maharashtra, we said how can we make a 1% impact to Maharashtra's economy. And from that, the GMG's vision for 2030 is 10 billion rupee impact to Maharashtra's economy. And we are working closely with state government, Maharashtra state government. Recently, our president has signed an MOU in Davos with our Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and his team to promote what are the initiatives that we are taking at a state level to support entrepreneurship and skill development. Uh, as I talked about the cohorts, we are running a Ekalavya program, which is virtual academy. We are having expert sessions. Actually, in 2021-22, Dr. Ajit Zawkar almost took 10, 12 sessions on AI as to AI applications in general day-to-day life. And he is also our mentor for AI, our mentor AI startups. We have also many such AI experts across the world who are there. So some of what are the AI applications that we are supporting and what is our initiative on AI? One of the initiatives that we have taken in AI is creating a Maharashtra accelerator for artificial intelligence. If you look at we talked about Chat GPT, right? And there are large language models, LLMs. I think those who know something about AI will know about LLMs. But today, after so much of advancement, there is no LLM in Marathi. There is no LLM for Marathi language. So what we have decided is we have decided a three-pronged program to create a Maharashtra Accelerator for AI, which where will be education, engineering, and entrepreneurship (EEE). So the first education is where we will train the students in AI, especially focusing on creating language models. Second one will be a hackathon, a smart hackathon, which will run through engineering institutes as well as maybe Government Polytechnic of Mumbai also could be part of that, where we will have a smart hackathon where they will engineer the and build the LLMs using a repository of Marathi newspapers. So we are talking to Sakal, we are talking to Lok Satta, we are talking to Lokmat to see how we can get their data, online data, to create a corpus and create the LLMs in Marathi. And the third one is based on that we might come out with some startups which will develop and create Marathi Chat GPT and Marathi LLMs. So that's one our focus is which we are starting just now. We are working on the education part of it and trying to collaborate with the newspapers, this thing Sakal and some of them to get that data so that we can create those LLMs. So that's the initiative that we talked about in Maharashtra in AI. About AI applications, I think if we talk about it, there are day-to-day life we use so many applications where we use AI, like personal recommendations. Whatever we suppose you do some search on Google, and within 10-15 minutes you start getting recommendations on your search, what you have searched. Whether suppose you are searching for a travel or some searching for a vacation, you will start getting that data. So what is that? At the back end, somebody is trying to collect your behavioral pattern and trying to give you the recommendations, personalized recommendation for retail industry. AI in agriculture, I think we have many startups which I have mentored as well as they are developing AI modules, algorithms in agriculture for crop disease detection or crop insights, soil insights. Okay, so those are there's another startup I mentored was OMSAT, which is for satellite-based imaging, and they are actually finding the water bodies across the region using satellite imaging and AI modeling. Okay, there are AIs. There's another startup that I am mentoring is on the chest X-rays, basically analyzing the chest X-rays and creating the actual outcome to the expert doctor who will immediately will be able to give the report. Okay, so there are a lot of such simple AI applications. Even your Fitbits, these are used lot of AI. If you look at them, the insights that they do. Amazon Alexa, we use in day-to-day life. It's a voice activated controller. So these are the simple AI applications. When we talk about AI, these are the ones. But so what when we thought about in our Garje Marathi Global, what we can do in AI? So we said let's focus on Marathi LLMs. That's what we are going to do. I will just talk about another one program that how we do skill development and how we are trying to look at the grassroots of Maharashtra. Okay, so we are starting having a wari that we are starting on 8th February and till 20th February. 20 of 15 to 20 of our mentor investors worldwide will be joining that wari at different times, different dates. Okay, when they're coming from US or UK, Australia, some of them are joining, and they will join us during the wari. What is this wari all about? So we are starting from Pune and we are ending in Nagpur. Every day we will take one city: Pune, Nagar, Dhule, Jalgaon, Malkapur, Buldana, Varda, Yavatmal, Varda, Amravati, Nagpur. Like that we are going. In every city we are meeting the students from that city, like through some education institutes. We are meeting the faculty and we are meeting the trade association in that region. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to see how we as a global Maharashtrians can support the grassroots of Maharashtra to help them to learn some of these technologies. AI is one of them, plus domains, and see how we can bring them up. We have also created a program called Job Ready program. Our vision is to create 10 lakh jobs over a period of next 7 years, 21,000 entrepreneurs, $10 billion impact to Maharashtra economy. These are the vision that we have put, and this is what we are, and we are a non-profit organization. Okay. So we are working with this vision, and during this worry, we want to see that how can we create a entrepreneurial culture during the students. Okay, plus even for those who are looking for job, how can we help them to get a job? So we are creating an ecosystem for job ready where students, the trainers, and the corporates, we have a consortium of this where we will select the students, we will train them to our training institutes, and we have a corporates who will hire them. Okay, and we are teaching them four type of trainings: analytical, behavioral, computing skills, and domain skills. So ABCD kind of thing. Okay, so that way we are trying to build them to make them job ready. So we are working on all three agendas, like creating entrepreneurs, providing the jobs to the tier 2 tier 3 cities, and also working on latest technologies like AI and other things by creating an accelerator for AI, and working with the academic institutions, the trade associations, local bodies, to see how we can. And that's why we have signed recently in Davos, we signed a MOU with Government of Maharashtra. Okay, thank you. If any need is required, help is there on AI or any topic. I think in Garja Marathi, Dr. Mr. Ganu says, whenever you name a topic and you tell me a region, we will tell you a professional who will help you in that region and that topic. Okay, thank you.
So thank you very much. Being we are the part of Gajay Marathi Global Foundation already, so Dr. Ganu is not well because he was traveling across Maharashtra for this particular program. And when you came from USA and landed here, then traveled around, so he got actually, he's not well. So thank you very much, Ganu sir. And we are very proud actually, we are the part of this particular organization which is working globally, Gajay Marathi Global Foundation. So, sir, thank you very much. I think we should allow Ajit Davkar sir, he's waiting from UK. Huh? Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's start with a session on academic response and research alignment. Our focus is on aligning research, skill development, and infrastructure with AI industry demands. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Ajit Zaukar, a visiting fellow at the University of Oxford, course director for artificial intelligence, cloud, and edge implementation, and founder of Fine Labs, is a prominent figure in AI and cyber physical system. With a substantial LinkedIn following, Ajit Zaukar sir shares insight on AI, cloud native technologies, and the future job landscape of AI. As the Chief AI Officer at Digity.io, he actively contributes to innovative AI prototypes. Today, Dr. Ajit Zaukar sir joins us to discuss AI, cloud native implementation, and evolving AI landscape. Welcome, Dr. Ajay Dhaukar, sir, for an insightful conversation. He'll be joining us in online meeting.
Mail.
Through mail? Okay, fine. So is it finished now? Do you have a Q&A or is it finished now?
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Davkar, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. What I said, if questions are there, I will send you across.
by email. Okay, then I'll disconnect now. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Thank you for inviting me. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thanks, sir.
It's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, our chief guest, Dr. Siddhartha Datta Gupta, a distinguished electrical engineering professor from IIT Bombay. With vast expertise, he'll guide us through this crucial intersection of academia and industry. Please welcome Dr. Datta Gupta. We are eager to hear his insights.
Can I have my slides, please? Did you not download? Possible, it's a PPT file. How can it be locked? From my laptop. Laptop is here. Just take it and I don't believe in locking anything. So I'm a very low security, natural intelligence kind of person. I would just request this set of slides. Shall we start? I'm audible in the back. Yeah. So I'd like to thank all my dignitaries who have with us grace the stage. And I'd like to thank Professor Kasturi, who can never sit in one place for 5 seconds. So thank you very much for this opportunity. So my job is very easy. I am the last speaker. Everybody is waiting for lunch. I usually speak after lunch when people are a little bit more relaxed. But what I was observing here today was, first of all, this is a very wonderful opportunity for all of you who are going to be working in AI. But today, all the problems that were happening were engineering problems. And I was looking at it and I was saying, these are my problems. If I was given a free hand, I can solve it. Right? So next time you should borrow me as a Zoom consultant or something like that, instead of a chief guest. So we will just test it. Yeah, works a little bit. Okay, we'll not take up much of your time. Just to tell you that I think this is already known that IIT Bombay is working very closely with Government Polytechnic Mumbai. We work with Professor Kasture on so many other matters. So I've just put up things on the first slide because I was not sure whether the second side scrolls and it doesn't do it very well. So these are things, we should be prepared for, right? So the first thing about AI, though I don't have much knowledge about it, we get all these adjectives, dependable AI, trustworthy AI. And normally when this is talked about human beings, you say a trustworthy human being, then probably that human being is not very trustworthy to begin with. That is the reason for that adjective, right? So what I would like actually, and they're all experts on the stage, I would like maybe a friendly AI. Right? That would be my request. So what we do at IIT, because it's primarily an engineering institution and that is changing, of course. Now there is much more emphasis on humanities, on medicine, other things. There is also quite a center for digital health, so I'm part of that. Of course, my main branch is electronics. So, and we work with, so what I would like to emphasize, the way we see AI, is that it has actually given us opportunities to do things which we would not have done before. I was looking at the chat, sorry, that is the way I spend my time. CEO for OpenAI, he left the job and came back. So apparently their goal was to find job descriptions and say that this is what a human being does and can we do it better. My proposition is a little bit different, that AI should be doing jobs which we do not do, human beings are not doing, and maybe attack them first. That seems like a very valid problem to do, right? Which was not getting done before, right? So part of our job is how to make engineering products more reliable, more robust, and what is very important, because everybody is worried about jobs. The first question I always ask all the AI experts, in fact, I asked Dr. Sasikumar today, that are we all going to be out of jobs in 3 years, 4 or 5? So he was very comforting. He said, no, no, I'll manage to keep my job. So what we say there is that, first of all, manufacturing, this magic word, can we get it in India done right? Right? India has a lot of shortcomings in many different ways as far as manufacturing is concerned. Can AI bridge those gaps? So we were saying, AI should attack problems which humans cannot do. Now I'm saying AI should do problems which Indians cannot do, right? So get over some of our disabilities. I use that word meaningfully, and get manufacturing here in India and thereby create more jobs. That would be a win-win situation. And what I would really like, I really appreciate, sir, creating opportunities in Maharashtra. We'd also like to see other people take it. It's like Amul milk, and other people can take it up, learn from the successes, and create similar opportunities elsewhere in India. I think that would be another kind of success story we would be looking for. So what we are looking for primarily is, at a very simple level, different engineering branches, engineering and medical, and maybe other types, to work together. That is quite difficult, interdisciplinary research. Towards, of course, product development, right? A product is not electrical engineering product or a mechanical engineering product, right? So what we have on the board are the top topics that we are working with at IIT Bombay. The first one relates to sensing and bioimaging. So this is 5G plus systems. And by the way, we like to work with lots of students. I already have, as of now, 100 students working under my supervision. So I'm accused of opening a Siddharth Institute of Technology inside IIT. I'm proud of that. But I would like to have even more students. So we had one student from here who used to repeatedly chase me. Her name was Rutuja. Today I could not find her. Instead, I found that she is replaced by another Rutuja, hopefully a better replacement. So the second project that we are working is on microcompressors for very, very high pressure, 700 bars. And here I request you to keep the physical world in hand. You have heard about data-driven models, right? That is AI primarily about. We, as engineers, were primarily working on physics-driven models. And the idea is to make them come together, data-driven and physics-driven. So I would like you to imagine, what is 700 bars? We are all under 1 bar pressure. What would be 700 bars like, right? If you think of a thermal power plant, you can look it up, maybe 130 bars, right? So we are talking about automotive applications, right? 700 bars of hydrogen. So you can think of it as a small atom bomb, right? So many cars traveling in Mumbai, all atom bombs one after the other, right? I hope that's a pleasant thought that I leave you with. System health monitoring for thermal storage. So batteries, right? All of you are using lithium batteries, which are in themselves quite explosive in nature, right? But they don't scale very well. And of course, Tesla has been doing very good work on it. But the reports I read lately, these batteries don't work at very extreme temperatures, right? Under very cold climatic conditions. Right now, going on in the US. I think you have just come from there. So thermal energy storage is a scaled up solution, and what we do for system health monitoring for there. Subsurface defect propagation. So defect analysis is one of the things which will be very, very, very important. If you remember what I said, if you want to bring manufacturing to India, right? Can we do defect analysis properly? Because that actually goes across the entire product chain, right? So then you should be able to look back and say these defects were caused by that process, right? Finger point that. So again, these are things which human beings really cannot do. You will require AI to do them. And that is done by a particular technique called XRFS. I would like you to look it up. Homework. Otherwise, what is a professor good for? X-ray fluorescence. So the spelling of fluorescence is important, right? And after you do that, I'll ask you the spelling of luminescence. So X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy. And then the last one is truly interesting. There are many drinking water facilities, storage facilities in and around Mumbai, right? You must have heard of the Vaitarna dams, Middle Vaitarna, Upper Vaitarna. So there is a project going on right now where you have solar panels, arrays actually, placed on the water body. Why would you want to do that, right? Create problems for drinking water? Maybe. Certainly not, right? Drinking water is protected. But also to generate power, right? For floating solar photovoltaics. So these are problems which we are doing right now. I have lot more, but I don't want to take up time, right? These slides are with you. You can take a look. I'll just make one pitch. If I can go to that slide. The pictures don't show. Okay, doesn't matter. So I would like to make one announcement. There is a very, very large cross-country project that is going on. It's called the India Semiconductor Mission. You can look it up. So numbers don't impress us, but it is very large numbers. Okay, 10,000 crores, things like that. So I'm a little bit fortunate to be self-appointed in that mission as a kind of a national post office, where actually Professor Kasture is involved as well in that. We just connect to all sorts of faculty, all sorts of industry people to work together on different projects which will be connected to the semiconductor mission. One of the things we are really looking for is skill development. Everybody wants to do that, but nobody really wants to get their hands dirty, right? So how to do skill development for the semiconductor industry? So just one name for you, Micron. You may have heard of this company, Micron. So all the DRAMs that you use, dynamic random access memories, they are manufactured mostly by Micron. So they are going to open a manufacturing facility in Gujarat, right? And they will be requiring, again, manufacturing, remember that word. They'll be looking for a lot of people, right? Skilled people. So can we use normal engineering practices and then AI on top to scale up the skill development practices that Micron has in mind, right? This is completely connected to the industry. It doesn't work without the industry. The industry will ultimately hire the people. So how do we elevate quality assurance? And remember this word which where we started with, defect analysis or failure analysis. The most important things that humans are not able to do efficiently. So we would like to use AI for that purpose. So I'll leave with that. I think the last slide will open. So these are the topics we have right now, which we have given our students at IIT Bombay, and we share it with you. And if when you are interested in any one of them, just talk to me. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much. Sir is our mentor. At this age, actually, he's traveling from last 2 years to Government Polytechnic Bandra, all the way from IIT Mumbai to this place. And he's always saying actually ki what is happening actually, and you should, if I'm not coming, actually you should come. So to get the update, he he insisted us to join many program. I know due to that also, due to that only actually we can join and we can go there and we can meet, so that he can get the update. So I know background what he is doing. We are the part of sir is leading person in India semiconductor mission, and we are very proud that Government Polytechnic Mumbai is part of India semiconductor mission for the skill development activity. So, sir, thank you very much. And basic part of this conclave is that we will have to build some ecosystem. That's why industries are there. Lodha Sahib is there on a back end. So we'll see actually, I'm not talking about the polytechnic and the engineering kind of things right now. I'm talking about something has to be done in this particular artificial intelligence space. So sir is also there. I mean, Talele Gajamarati Global Foundation, he is taking care, they are taking care of entrepreneurship development program. See, they are globally, they are doing very good, cohort program across the globe. So thank you very much, sir, without wasting time.
Thank you, sir. Please welcome Dr. Biplav Banerjee, an Associate Professor of Machine Learning and Visual Computing at IIT Bombay and an IEE Senior Member. As an esteemed expert, Dr. Banerjee will be sharing his insights with us today. Let's give a warm welcome as we invite him to the stage to present his abstract.
Well, thank you for the introduction and thanks for the invite. I'm Professor Biplav Banerjee. I work in most majorly computer vision and this deep learning and all these things. So what I'll do, I'll give some pointers and share how the field is actually moving in the current landscape of AI. Okay, so since there are many students and all out there, the first thing that I tell in my courses at IIT Bombay that the base is the statistics and the mathematics, right, for machine learning. So just don't treat it as a black box. For example, we know how to use ChatGPT, but what is the loss functions, how the model is trained, those things are equally important, right? So your mathematics has to be very very proper to understand machine learning properly. Okay, so nowadays there are two parts, one we call a deep learning and the other thing we call non-deep learning, right? So more traditional machine learning techniques, so that people started calling non-deep learning. But I mean, a better term would be more fundamental and traditional or more mathematical kind of machine learning thing out there, where this linear algebra, probability, calculus, all these things are very, very important. So we always have the problem when we design a course for the executives or the industry person, because I mean, since they are in the industry for a long time, so there's a clear gap with the mathematics and this AI concepts out there, right? So and without math it's very difficult to understand any of these concepts. So just make sure your math is proper, math is clear, then you can call yourself an this email or deep learning engineer. The second thing, I mean, as we are moving towards this data-driven models, I mean, the so-called deep learning models, what is more important is, well, basically, we want to learn features from the data, right? So we are not doing feature engineering, rather we are doing feature learning directly from the data. So now when we learn feature as a human being, we use multiple sensory organs, right? So you're not only dependable on only image or only text or only audio. And now it's more important to learn features from multiple modalities. So this multimodal learning is going to be kind of the boom in this area. And if you have heard of the recent this AI, this large model called Gemini from Google, so it's more of learning from multiple this modalities. Okay, it's not from a single modality. So, I mean, you need to understand data, or rather, you need to understand data which are coming from different sources and how we can align them or learn important information properly from all these modalities. The second thing, when we design this machine learning algorithms, we have to be very cautious about the fact that finally they are to be deployed on a real environment, right? So now when we move from data which are very well curated in a lab environment and want the model to work well in a real environment, the major problem comes, there's a clear gap, right? For example, if you are working with image, in the lab you have image with proper lighting conditions and all this thing, but when you apply on, say, on a mobile device in outdoor scene, the lighting, the color, everything will change. Now the machine learning techniques in general are not adaptable to these changes. Okay, so they are trained and they're very well behaved if the data is proper. So how you can make model which actually is going to work in the real environment, can take care of all sort of data ambiguities. So that's another area which is, are extremely important. And I mean, for example, at IIT Bombay there are multiple faculties working in this direction. The next thing is something we call the interpretability. Okay, I mean, we may consider that a deep learning models is an end-to-end model. So what is happening inside, we do not know that, right? So you feed the data in one side and we get certain output in the other side. But the interpretability of the model, so why the model is producing a certain output, so analyzing that is important. As human being, we know why we classify a given object as cat or dog, right? Now when we say that the deep learning models tries to mimic human brain, so we should expect the same the reasoning capability from the deep learning model when it is classifying a certain image with a certain class level. So this analysis is very important, and nowadays there is this interpretable AI, or I mean XAI as it is called in general. So those things are pretty important. So I mean, just don't consider about making a model or how you make a feature extractor or CNN. Rather, you have to be very sure about how to make the model more interpretable, right? For example, if you want to apply a CNN for a medical application, it should know why it is saying a certain X-ray is normal, or it has a certain disease out there. Then I mean, together with that, there is the notion of this dependable AI. Okay, so I mean, we want a model, we are dealing with data, but what is more important is to ensure that the data is not affected by something which is not wanted. For example, in our training data, do we have images which are coming from any of these generative models out there, right? So there are things like adversarial attacks and how we take care of this adversarial attacks. So those are a very important stuff out there. So I mean, we want to model our this machine learning system out of data which are real, so that it can model the real distribution, and at the same time it can work well on the real distribution. So just to I mean, be sure what is real and what is fake or system generated, so that has to be very crucial thing. So now, since we work with data in deep learning, and data is huge. So analyzing the data is very important, right? So we just cannot treat the data as features that you learn from the data, and then we want to have some mapping function finally. Rather, what are the properties of the data? So what pre-processing are needed for the data? So all this pre-processing steps are equally important. What normalization, for example, that you have to do for the data. So just play with the data more, see the data more, then it will help you to do it, the designing part of the deep learning model in a better way, right? For example, if you want to classify a cat from dog, and on the other hand, if you want to classify two species of cat, right, the same network cannot solve both the problems together, right? So you have to have very dedicated design choice to solve the problems. Okay, so that's why analyzing the data, seeing the data, how much separability are there in the data, these are important things. So the main suggestion is, when you make deep learning model, try to make it data dependable. So have architecture which can actually take care of the implications of the data, and make the model interpretable and confident. By confidence, I mean is that when you have a model, so you can have probability for a class, say 0.51, 0.49, right? On the other case, you can have probability distribution at 1, 0. So a model which is very confident is going to give you very high probability for the class for which it is classifying. Okay, and how can we ensure that a model is confident? And if it is confident, then it has another advantage. During inference, if it sees something out of the training set, it should be able to reject that. Okay, so if I have a cat dog classifier and I show a horse image during testing, the model should be able to say that, okay, so this is something I did not see in training. So, the confidence actually brings in those capabilities. So it's not a single facet thing, that what I want to convey, that there are multiple facets, and to have the human intelligence properly integrated in machine learning, we need to take care of all these possibilities out there. Okay, and yeah, that was the suggestions I had. Thank you. So I'd be happy to take up any questions later. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee, Dr. Banerjee, sorry. Uh, Sir, Dr. Banerjee and Sid sir is associated with us from the beginning for the curriculum design and development of this particular program. So thank you very much, Dr. Banerjee.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Sachin Ladha, an accomplished academic leader and business coach, currently serving as the Director of Innovation, Incubation and Linkages at the University of Mumbai. Dr. Ladha brings over 20 years of experience in pharmaceutical sciences, research and entrepreneurship as an IEE senior member, business coach, startup coach, and angel investor. He has made significant contributions to the field. Let's extend a warm welcome as we invite Dr. Sachin Ladha to the stage to share his insight and experience in innovation and incubation.
Thank you so much. Namaskar, distinguished guests and delegates. My name is Dr. Sachin Ladda. I'm not expert in AI, not coming from AI industry, and even not a typical academician. I'm incubator, leading Yummy Ideas Incubation Foundation, University of Mumbai, who is having more than 20,000 square feet space, right? So I am expert in making a problem into solution and solution to money. It's all about money, money game, right? So as far as whatsoever the things are happening during these sessions, I personally found previously to this job I was principal at one of the polytechnic in SNDT Women's University. So I congratulate entire team for having such a beautiful program, which actually not covering industry, academy. Even they do certain icing on cake by inviting incubator like Garche Marathi, then DBI, VCTI, and MU Ideas Incubation Center. So those who are actually students, I personally appeal they just do research. What's the problem is arising in the society, right? Pick that problem. If you pick that particular problem, and if you want to convert that particular problem, or if you want to have certain solution for that problem, and converting that solution into product, lots of schemes are going on, right? A student like you, most of the time feel how to connect with expert like IITians and other things, right? So I personally feel incubation center is the place where you can connect to anybody else, because incubation center they're having a number of mentors associated with them, right? It's absolutely business in that fashion. The second thing, as far as academia is concerned, academia, lots of things are happening where we people feel there is a huge gap between academia and industry, right? So the thought is going on. But I personally feel those who are academicians do join with incubation center. You will certainly find some sort of connections with industry people too, right? Because we deal with business, we deal with money. So ultimately, whatsoever mentor we people are having with us, they are highly professional one, right? So our incubation center is situated in Kalina campus. I already told 20,000 square feet plus space is there. It's heart of the city, next to BKC or near to BKC, right? And we are open. If you feel, as far as MU Idea Incubation Center is concerned, this particular thing is only for University of Mumbai student. No, my dear friends, it's a Section 8 company. We are open for all. What we people love, a simple idea, right? A simple business model, which is sustainable rather than vulnerable. If that one is there, and at the same time, as far as an incubation domain is concerned, we never mind if you copy somebody's idea. In our domain, we strongly feel that copied idea is already validated by the market, right? So that's little bit things from Yummy Ideas Foundation Incubation Center. I salute to the organizing committee having such a mixed type of delegates for this particular conclave, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Dr. Kranti Sagar More, a dedicated PhD scholar in pharmaceutics at Mumbai's Institute of Chemical Technology, with leadership roles at Think India Mumbai and the Entrepreneurship Cell at ICT Mumbai. He currently serves as the national convener for Saviskar India, renowned for groundbreaking work in nanovitamin D3 formulations. Dr. More's expertise spans food, award by the Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India. He actively contributes to global innovation as part of the G20 Startup Forum and participated in the BRICS conference in Johannesburg. We extend a warm welcome to Dr. Kranti Sagar More at our AI Conclave.
Dr. Sachit Ladda, thank you very much. Sir, he has been associated with us from long time. Since he was the incubation director at Solapur University also, and recently he transferred to Mumbai University. Sir, we'll have joint collaboration in long way. So thank you very much for coming.
So, thank you all. Thank you, Kasturi sir, respected dignitaries, and my dear friends. Myself, Dr. Kranti Sagar. 2 months before, I was sitting in opposite direction. And recently, I have submitted my PhD. I was third ranker in India for pursuing my PhD. So, I work for the Savishkar India. Savishkar India is a pan-level India initiative for the startup and innovation. As like Garje Marathi do, they have presence in a global level, but I would like to tell you, we have presence in
25 states, and we basically work with the institution, universities, colleges. We encourage students to come up with their ideas and we help them to incubate. We help them to motivate to come up with the startup. So now we have a team of 72 students where 15 to 16s are PhDs across the country. Just to add one thing, during my PhD, I started to visit the different state, different district, and I have completed whole India. Today I am in front of you, but I have completed each corner of the India except Maldives and Lakshadweep. So the aim was to encourage this journey and to saw the what actual going on in the market or with the universities. So we found that there is a lack of technologies presence and there is a gap between the students and industry. So for that purpose, we conduct many of the motivational talks. We do the industry visits, mass industry visits. Whatever work is going on in the industry, we encourage students to come up and see whatever going in the industry. Apart from this, we conducted the roundtable conferences. Recently, we did the conference along with the Bombay Stock Exchange for the blockchain technology, how the upcoming era will come for the newest technology. We did the roundtable conference for the deep tech technology, and those who are doing the PhD, they should come with their idea to commercialize that. I will give my own example. I work for the vitamin D3. I have invented a single drop of vitamin D3 which is sufficient for the 60 kg of person. I have filed the patent and very soon it will be commercialized. So coming to the AI world, when I started my journey to check what is requirement, just to add, and this will be a feature that government has recently announced, our syllabus should be in a local language or regional language. So this is the opportunity. We are lack with the local language references. If my language is Tamil, my language is Kannada, Telugu, but we don't have the reference book. Can we make it? As sir has mentioned that, Tahil sir has mentioned that there is a need to come such kind of information. So my dear friend, this is the opportunity we have to take care of it. If you are from a particular regional language, make a reels, make a books on it, make a reference book, make a blog, and put such data on cloud. You can sell it, you can make the business out of this. Apart from this, in pharmaceutical industry, though I come from the pharma industry, there is a need to design a drug. There is drug designing is important, and in healthcare, there is a requirement for the detection kit. Very recently, there is one detection kit was found to determine the calcium and magnesium inside the animal. And apart from this, detection of the pregnancy kit from the animal. But can we make it digitalized form? There is a color metric is available, but how can we transform this? So for transformation, we need the system called AI or ML. So this is the future. Upcoming our ABCD will be changed. That is A for AI, B for Bitcoin, C for cloud computing, D for 3D printing, and E for electronic vehicles or EVs, what we are saying that. So by this, there is another future or another opportunity in a stem cell area. If you heard that stem cell can be get stored in a clinic or hospital, but have you ever think of that that stem cell is useful to control the diabetes, control the cancer, anything it's. So there is an opportunity to make the proper database of that stem cell, calculate the DNA base, RNA base, and then that can be useful to inject those who are having the disease condition. So these are some kind of future which we can solve this problem collectively. Thank you so much.
Kranti Kumar, sir. Sir, Kranti, I know him from last couple of years, and he is very influential with the Government of India project, as I said. And he was a part of the G20 summit along with the Prime Minister of India. So very big clap for Kranti Kumar. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here. I know he's always one leg here in Mumbai and one leg around the globe actually. So thank you very much. So can I, before Madam's presentation, can I have a quick call Praveen Prajapati, please? I will introduce Praveen Prajapati. Sir, I know Praveen from a couple of years, and we have been associated with him for the drone design and development program here. I have the artificial intelligence branch, so I started feeling that I should be able to develop certain product also. I mean, my previous director, Dr. Wag, said actually it should not be only theory and research kind of things. Research is a domain of higher engineering institution, but you people are the skill part. You'll have to think about that. So at the outside, at the end of the day, actually, at the end of the curriculum for the final year, actually, there should be something actually we need to design on the basis of artificial intelligence. So that's why actually I'm aggressively going for the NVIDIA products and the actual application like a drone. So we have the MOU with in drone, and then we started design and development program here. We already started the batches. Um, then we are thinking about certain design and development for the VTOL also. So let us find out actually some space into our curriculum also, so that we can go ahead. So he's a very intelligent man, and he already started his incubation. He has 2-3 partners, I believe, and one is from the IIT Bombay also. Their startup is basically IIT incubated product. So thank you very much, Praveen, coming here. Your call.
Thank you so much, Kasturi sir, for inviting me, and uh, uh, good afternoon, everyone, distinguished guests and friends in the room, and whoever is watching us online. I think I was part of a few of the presentations, and a few of the lines resonated with me. Uh, I am one of the founders of InDrones. InDrones is one of the country's leading end-to-end full-stack drone solutions company. We have been using drones uh, to map and digitize the country. Uh, uh, just 2 years back, drone regulations actually opened up, and so did the geospatial policy. And with that, there is a massive opportunity that has come up to, use drones at a massive scale and create a digital library of the landmass that we have, and just like what we have, the public infrastructure, the digital public infrastructure, all this map becomes part of that, and the benefits could be passed on to the citizens of the country. uh, we have a strategic partnership with another leading mapping company, Map My India. They are our strategic investors, and we have been doing quite a bit of projects across India. And as Professor Kasture mentioned, this is something we started with GPM. We do full stack work right from design and manufacturing of drones to deploying it, to building software, to building data analytics models whereby customers can draw out actionable insights from the same. So I think across the vertical, there is a lot that we can pass on to students. It's a long 3 months batch that we are running with a very select few cohort, and yeah, happy to be part of this community and contribute further to this initiative. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Praveen. Can I request Madam Sargaonkar to have the quick presentation?
नमस्कार. कधी-कधी शेवटून पहिला नंबर असणं पण चांगलं असतं. त्यामुळे आपल्याला सगळ्यांचं छान ऐकून घेता येतं. त्यामुळे कस्तुरे सर आभारी आहे. आणि इंट्रोडक्शन मी खरोखरच टाळते आहे, कारण त्यामुळे थोडासा वेळ वाचेल आणि काटे चमच्यांचे आवाज येत असताना कुणीतरी मोठ्या टेक्निकल टॉपिकवर भाषण देणं, हे खरं तर चॅलेंज आहे. पण बघूया आपल्याला ते किती जमतं. दत्तगुप्ता सरांनी मगाशी म्हटलं, की माझं लेक्चर झाल्यानंतर तुम्हाला जेवायला मिळणार आहे. पण कस्तुरे सरांनी आपल्यासमोर एक मोठं आव्हान ठेवलंय, की सगळे लेक्चर झाल्याशिवाय जेवण मिळणार नाही. त्यामुळे तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना माझं लेक्चर ऐकावंच लागणार आहे. तर ओपन करणार का प्लीज? तर तोपर्यंत मी थोडीशी अपॉर्च्युनिटी घेते. शशिकुमार सर म्हणाले, की जुन्या काळचे लोक he was the first person who introduced artificial intelligence in research point of view to me. त्यानंतर गरजे मराठीचे सरांनी सांगितलं, की आपल्याला बरंच काही मराठीमधून करायचं आहे. त्यामुळे मी म्हणाले, मी सुरुवात तरी करेन. तर मराठीतून पूर्ण भाषण करणार आहे असं नाही, तरी ते करणं मला खूप आवडेल. आय डोंट नो, आय एम नॉट अवेअर वेदर हाऊ मेनी ऑल ऑफ यू आर कम्फर्टेबल इन मराठी. Otherwise, definitely that's my pleasure. But yes, let's move on. Here is a new topic where we can see, in fact, IIT people also said that IITs are nowadays moving from science and engineering to humanities. So the topic itself is talking about it. It is digital humanities. Yeah, let's move fast. Uh, my email ID is given over there. If you have any queries and all, I will save Suresh sir's word. All the queries are welcome on my email. Next. Please go ahead. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's there. No, no, I can do it, but show me how. Yeah, these are some old age problems. I cannot sit over there and watch at the screen. Okay, just move on page by page, nothing else. Yeah. So the digital humanities. First, it is given as a definition, not a very standard definition copied from somewhere. What I understood from that, it refers to the enhancement, extension, and exploration of problem solving in humanities by employing digital resources and applications. I hope that is clear. My talk will be something like a lecture kind of thing. Like it will have that kind of flavor. What it does, it is humanity. Initially, it was called as a humanities of computing, and later on, very recently in 2004, the term digital humanities was coined. Sir gave an example where he said that AI started in 1960s. We will go much before that, and here is the example where the computational linguistics started. Uh, I thought there will be many students, and that's why such examples were identified. But it's okay. I'll not ask any questions to you and wait for the answer. Instead, we shall wait for the lunch, and let me just give the answers only. So here is the person who is Father Roberto Busa. We can call him as the father of hyperlink. Why so? He was graduated in philosophy and who took more than 5 lakh lines for the annotation, what we call it in the today's word, natural language processing, one of the very task activities. And then he went to IBM people and told them, of course, looking at his work, IBM work was on indexing of one of the corpus. IBM people went to him and told him that, yeah, we shall take it as make it digital. He put forth something before them and said that I don't believe it. Just you will make it as an indexing, which is available online. We should make it something more than that, where it will have the search enabling. Search is one of my very much interesting areas. So this fascinates me. Initially, IBM people, even Watson was not very sure, but father said that, yes, I want to do it, and he started searching in Globe, and then he got one very good company. They were happy to do it. Then Watson came back and told him, yes, we should give a try. Please don't change MOUs with us. I hope that after we completing this project, you will not change the name of the company from IBM, that B stands for what in IBM? Don't make it to Buza, his name. That's what he said. So this is how much potential. Did you get my point? IBM stands for what? How many are in computer science people here? Okay, at least you can Google. So B for whatever it is there in IBM, when IBM comes up with his model of whatever computational linguistic model, people will appreciate it so much that the company will get known by his name. So Watson was afraid of this, and they started computational linguistics for topic modeling. Now about the early projects and developments. Digital archives of English authors, we all know, of course, I hope that, at least I know, William Blake, Shakespeare and women writers of England and the European countries. Uh, they started over there, digital humanities. What they did initially, it was about generating descriptive corpus and descriptive statistics and indexing of those big corpus. Then the efforts were for the quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis of billions of books, which was much beyond human task. Human are still not able to do such tasks. Some sir said, "Ki I believe that AI is something which cannot, which does the task that is not possible for humans." So here we can say that yes, it was handled by machine, and I don't know whether we could call it as AI per se. The people of our era, symbolic AI and all, we won't call it as a AI, but yes, in today's data science world, it is AI. Then computers and the humanities, these were the journal. Then that spike was so much that they started a journal called as Computers and Humanities. Then there were international bodies, computer applications and quantitative methods in archaeology. Look at the diverse domains. Then Association for Literary and Linguistic Computing. Then Association for Computers and the Humanities that came last. And all this has happened almost half of that much before my birth, and some of the things happened when I was a schoolgirl. So this old is AI, and of course 1978 when I was a very small child. That is where this domain has come up, but now people have started thinking of it. Yeah, next. Then what is AI in digital humanities? The very purpose of my talk here is how the Indians can get the opportunities and where all we are. Uh, one very important application is OCR. Of course, all these activities are happening in the world. I couldn't see many activities happening on the horizon of India, and therefore I made it a point when I got to know from Kasure sir that it's a conclave of academic, industry, and many other enthusiasts. Why not we grab these opportunities and take such projects ahead? Yes, what Shashikumar sir and I do, they are something like prototype developments, and I still remember I worked on his Vidwan when I was a very young teacher. But of course, that was our also research kind of academic research experiment. But when Ladha sir kind of people are there, we should jump ahead and try the opportunities to come up with certain patentable. Why only patentable? Patents are of course there are with me also, but they are academic patents. More than that, commercialization of that. So Indians have more opportunities because we are the domain people, and nowhere in world such kind of knowledge is available, though the people work in that technologically. So Indian scripts, there is a lot of opportunity in OCR. Yes, sir. Oh, nowadays I'm used to that also. The things are available online. They can learn it on later on also. Thank you so much, sir. But yes, I believe that this lecture is recorded, and therefore I am not in a hurry. Let them take recordings later on at their pace. They can learn. That is also okay. But of course, I will appreciate if you are with me. Uh, Digital dictionaries. Yeah, I was talking about Indian scripts. We had an opportunity to work on even ancient Indian scripts like Grantha and Indus script. Also, we had some efforts. We have some efforts on statistical and AI-based decipherment, which now again has come up as a very important topic. So some of you can take up such projects at least in your graduations and on. There is no age bar. 12 plus 2 students are very welcome. And of course, this is my open invitation to anybody. Then I heard recently, yesterday only, Dharohar in Udaipur, they are working on the concordance and the catalog creation of Indian manuscripts, and they are very much in need of OCR for Indian scripts. Creating an OCR for one script like Grantha, which I was working on, and then Modi, which is very difficult. But they are looking for, of course, we had a discussion on that. Can we not create an OCR for, say, for example, Devanagari, in which our Marathi, Hindi, Sanskrit is written generally. But then creating an OCR that works for many languages, that is a challenge. Of course, it is not an undoable thing. We can do it, but the challenges I am putting forward, because why do we want it? There is a multilinguality, and therefore we now I'm learning Pali, so I got to know okay, many of the times we get some words from Marathi, we get some words from Sanskrit, and many other in the Pali manuscripts. So if it is the case, then getting the, and of course Pali also is written in the Devanagari. Konkani is one more I know. Bengali and all are nearby Devanagari. So creating such OCR is the project which Dharohar is ready to sponsor actually. Then digital dictionaries. Deccan College project is on Sanskrit. I have gone through the research which has been in the Buddhist text corpora and digital dictionaries for that in Myanmar and Japan and all those countries. I not seen such efforts in India so far, but recently Deccan College has taken up these projects, and they are also welcoming the interns. I'm making it a point where we are in the college environment. So lot of opportunities and lot of challenges. So, and it is not only for the science engineering people, the people like me who are interested in more in language and fine arts and all, they are also most welcome over there. Then digital libraries. Now, we all know, gone are the days we used to go and check which stack 510 point something for computer science or mathematics and statistics. Nowadays, sitting at home, and I used to write letters to Shashikumar sir, can you avail this book from your library of NCST and all. But this is not the case now. I can sit at my bench and find out where is which book available all through the globe and have the connections. Not only that, the digital libraries are much ahead of this technology, this concept. They make some recommendations and what are the useful things and all for you, what you are looking for. So such projects are also required in India. You can take the examples of Indian manuscriptology mission, and in the world of manuscript also, digital libraries are very much useful. Then text curating. Uh, while I was talking with the Zaror people, they were not able to understand why I'm saying it is a context free or context sensitive you want to make it. Uh, According to them, if it is Devanagari, what difference it makes? But it makes a lot of difference when you are making it context sensitive or context context sensitive or context free. Why? See, many a times in the ancient texts or any kind of manuscripts, if you go, we find the part of that is lost, and there are many damages. And even in the normal communication, we find such a losses. And for those lost things, we need to have a mechanism which will help us for the recovery. And therefore, curating of text is so far handled manually that requires a computerization. Digitization of the text is happening, but the AI algorithms are welcoming this area. And India is very great source of manuscripts. If you know, our Mumbai University also has hundreds of manuscripts, and we cannot handle the manuscripts because they are brittle and they are hazardous to us also. So digitization and automatic processing of that is a very important activity. Then creation of concordance. Yeah, I worked with Indus concordance, but then again the digitization of that uh, in the further ways by employing AI will create lot of opportunities for us. And there are many other opportunities, like now when I said I'm learning Pali, concordance of Pali text and Pali indexing. They have Tipitak, a standard text, and we don't have to go here and there, all that is digitized. but the concordance is missing. Once we create a concordance, lot of research in digital way and by employing AI is possible, which is very difficult, almost impossible when humans are going to do that. One of the examples I can say, translation of Pali literature in Marathi or any other regional language. Translation, when we take up using machine, will definitely ease our life, but requirement is of that. Then creation of critical editions. We all know Bhandarkar Institute has had taken up the project to create a critical edition of Mahabharata. I'm not aware. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of this. Okay, how many years that project went on? Actually, decades. And now there are many possibilities where we want to create the critical editions. As I said, Pali text critical editions are very important because that has been spread all across world in different variants. And then creating a standard text or which could be taken up ahead, that is required. So critical editions, that involves sequence analysis according to our computer science. So if we are interested in such thing, go for that. And we have opportunities here too. Now, recreation of critical edition. Recreation is something different than just creating a critical edition. Creating a critical edition means sequentializing the things and identifying best suitable of that. And then we get a critical edition. Recreation is much ahead of that. I'll give an example of Sanskrit Buddhist corpus. What is that? It is not creating a corpus of the Sanskrit translation of Pali or which is available over there, but it is recreation of that. What does that mean? We have a Pali literature, Pali Buddhist corpus available, and there was a complete different tradition, offshoot of that Mahayana, where most of the things were written in Sanskrit and Buddhist Sanskrit, what they call it. It is not in normal, yeah, more or less it is Sanskrit, but there are differences also. Now, most of the part of that tradition has been lost. So, and that is available at the scattered places in bits and pieces. The project has been undertaken to collect all these together and create a consistent edition of that. So it involves lots of AI, and that calls for research in digital humanities. Then phylogenetic trees, where all these bits and pieces are available, sequentializing them and creating a family of them, and then creating a tree, okay, how the path, how they were scattered and how they are gathered. So that is also developed, that is also done by using AI technique. So we have lots of opportunities. We have so many manuscripts scattered over here. Creation of a phylogenetic tree for each of them, including Vedas, that is required. And why to go for only manuscripts? Even our AI books. If somebody wants some book, how can I give? If I have a phylogenetic tree, then you yourself can identify which book you would like to see, and that is possible. So there are certain new opportunities. Newer generalizable applications. Cultural phenomenon reflected in language and usage. If we come up with those kind of technologies and tools, what best can be done for which could be globally appeal. Cultural phenomenon reflected in language and usage of word. This is a very, very close to heart topic for many sociologists. Ontological as well as time and space mapping with the phenomena. I read one research there. It was on mapping of monks' practices in various times. How do they do that? So now ontological mapping of their traditional text and whatever has come forward, and then looking back to identify the timestamps and space stamps, marking them. We create a digital corpus of that. It is of course a multidimensional, and then checking monks' practices how they are changing over the time. Then technological innovation art. Yeah, somebody asked about this deep fake. I remember last some 5-6 months back in the this social media, picture of Ram, Gora Gora Ram, was very much viral, and everybody sent me mail. "Yeah, what do you think on that?" Oh, I wrote an article only instead of giving article answers to everybody. See what Gora Gora Ram, how it is possible. It is written over the, and I'm not saying that Ram was Saura Kima Kala. That's not my cup. It is not what I'm interested in. Let him be black, blue, yellow, green, red, gora, whatever. Doesn't matter. What I wanted to say over here as a computer scientist is only this much. The image was created by a not by a human artist. It was created by a machine. So obviously one has to understand that it was created on the basis of whatever was input given to the machine. And then one should learn the deepfake technology, how they modify the faces and create new images. Of course, it has advantages. Deepfake and all. This none less than Disney World has launched that because it helps their digitization and Bollywood and all that cinematography world. So there are advantages. Even in academics, there are advantages. Creating a teacher's face and generally when we are learning in online mode and many possibilities. Now take it with that pinch. Yes, it is not human created, and of course human created also has subjectivity. We should employ the things in technology which will give us unbiased estimations also. So then the things are that is a kind of technological example of technological innovation art, but one can go much beyond that. uh, it has enabled ethnographic research by using 3D modeling, gaming, and history reconstruction. If I give you these three words independently, 3D modeling, gaming, and history reconstruction, they are from different words of computer science, but coming together, they generate such avenues for research called as ethnographic research. One of the papers was on if somebody may now if you go for the sociological research, you might understand that what is the difficulty in generating primary data. Now they want to watch the your practices, your behaviors, and something like that. So going and staying at some place and recording all the activities of humans or cluster of humans is not a very easy thing. First of all, that will also affect to their activities. Instead, the idea is that create a digital world. One way is the example given was if you are asked to keep the status on when you are doing something, say for example meditation or for example study, then based upon that automatically generated data which will be captured from your status, you can identify how do you practice, how do you follow certain kind of phenomena like study or the meditation or something like that. Also, by using some data, one can create a digitized world, virtual world, and ask the player to contribute to that. Later, simulate all that in the whole abstract world, whole simulated world, and study the phenomena. So these are the level complex situations and research problems. Then study the traditional humanities. After all, what all I talked was about study the traditional humanities objects by digital humanities, or you can take the digital world object and study them by using the traditional models. Both the things are important because AI only cannot give you something very substantial and reliable. One has to revisit the results and reinterpret them and take the AI ahead. Also, you are taking the word ahead at that time. Next, I think that is the last slide. Yeah, teaching and research methodology for humanities. This word of digital humanities has brought up a new ream in this. Now, these are the points on which we can see, we can compare the original traditional humanities and the new humanities, research and teaching in new humanities. What are they? You talk to any sociologist or humanities persons. For me, at least, it was pretty difficult. And before I met Dr. Ambakul Karni, to talk to the sociology people on research ground, because they always told me that okay, their theories are based upon their experiences, and my question always was, how would you prove them? So it's between like a statistical proof and mathematical proof and some subjective or judgmental theories. Now, when you employ such technology, they also can talk in terms of criticalities, critical evaluation of something, or they are also coming up with such kind of mathematically appealing theories. Like as I said, in the word of simulation and all, when we experiment with the sociological phenomena, we can prove something mathematically. Then the process in their word, they used to say that it is not iterative. Once happened is happened. But no, now we can repeat the experiments with the parameterization and see how how iteratively it behaves. Then experiments are available at this level, as I said, which were not typically available in the previous world. Then we can at least use the virtual reality and all. Then collaborative research. Well, I was director of Distance Education Institute of Mumbai University, and I had an opportunity to help work with some 50 um, our colleagues from 50 different domains. And always I used to tell them we should take up a big project because we are a very big family. And we should then only, like I used to give them examples from Boston, Harvard, and all teams of these hundreds, they work for years. And then they come up with something, such a glaring research. And why not we? We should also do. But every now and then, each of my colleagues, generally they were not science people, they used to tell me ki no, it is difficult, we will at least form a small team and work. They say no, no, it has to be done single handedly, which is according to me very difficult. And groups are important when you are going ahead with the research, but that was not palatable to the sociological research. I have been observing many of their research papers are single authored, whereas our research papers are we are working in team and collaborative research. So that is also going, the trend has been going towards them also. Then distributed and hence scalable, because all it is digital, and therefore, therefore it is scalable. You can take up the work here and then extend it to the other countries and all. Then repurposable. Once you create some corpus, some data, some results, you can use them for some other results also. They are primary research data of something and primary research results of something, they become globally available. Then open and accessible and ubiquitous scholarship. What I call it is ubiquitous scholarship. कुठेही बघा तुम्हाला रिसर्च प्रॉब्लेम दिसेल. So what are the upcoming things in this, or what is lacking today in that? There are doubts, of course, whenever something new comes, or new comes. When I say it started in 1940s, it's not so new, but still a pedagogy of that is not in place, and therefore it is new. So pedagogy will be one of the upcoming things. Then demystifying the doubts like black box finding. Many of the social scientists still are thinking that what is that so great when you are using computers for doing it? Not the person is doing it, is computer to do. A computer is doing. Yes, but for making the computer to work, person has to work, and whatever computer creates, a person has to analyze. So all that will come up slowly, and that thing will become digestible to the people. And then enrichment of critical thinking in both the parts, creating computers to think and creating humans to talk to the machine in the language it wants. Then AI tools and techniques, those things are required. This is a small statistics which I had generated from a book called as Digital Buddhism, um, where it shows you the uh, titles of the research topics: computational linguistics, then ethnography, then ontology, then preservation of the manuscript, then genetic trees. Mostly means I had thoroughly gone through the book, so the most of the examples were from that. And I found that is very interesting. And if it is done by the other country people, other country researchers for the Buddhist corpus, why can't we take it to India? We have much more opportunities than them. So the last line is that we the Indians with the legacy of rich cultural heritage and analytical brains should grab this opportunity. I wish you all the best. So these are the references. Thank you. Question and answers are welcome at my email ID. And have a nice Republic Day. On this 75th Republic Day, we should take this as a topic to take ahead. Thank you.
I now request Professor S.R. Kasture sir to felicitate our Honorable Sri Ramamurthy Shankar Narayan sir. Let's welcome Mr. Ramamurthy Shankar Narayanan, a seasoned administrator currently serving as the General Administrator for the Government of India. With a robust background in law enforcement, he has held key positions such as Joint Commissioner at Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority and District Collector. His expertise extends to urban development, regional planning, and effective administration. Currently serving as Secretary at the Fee Regulatory Authority, Mr. Shankar Narayanan bring a wealth of experience and insight to our event.
Thank you very much for coming over here. I know that sir was about to come in the morning, but he was having actually meeting at Mantralaya. Naik sir is also on the same place actually, and he is also joining. The meeting was called by Minister Higher and Technical Education in our case. So I'll not waste the time. So I think I should not say actually this is a closer. Lakshmikant, we can talk on other dais, okay, on other platform. Sir is a very good friend of mine actually, and he's working on the technology and adaptation of technology in businesses, right? So thank you very much, Lakshmikant. I wanted to welcome Arju Sonane sir also and his colleague actually came from Nashik for this particular conclave, okay? And then there are the doctors from government dental college Verina. Actually, we are working on the research program with them. So their doctors are sitting with my team, sir, my student. Wherein actually they gone through the kind of algorithm actually which are required for that, and so the collaboration is there. So I said actually, since this is a very good platform actually, why not you come? So I wanted to thanks to Sonali ma'am also. Just please convey them, okay? So at the outset, this is not a closer. As I said, actually, this is just the beginning of the era. I can tell you. So I wanted to thank everybody, my all the delegate, of course, and my board member, including Datta Gupta sir, Banerjee sir, Dr. Kaji, and Dr. Udmari is not here right now, since they were immediately called in Mantralaya for the same meeting. So unfortunately, they are not there. Otherwise, we would have been actually them actually on this particular platform. So I wanted to thank Gaja Marathi Global Foundation. Dr. Anand Ganu is not well, so I'm sorry for that. But they came all the way. They accepted Dr. Zawkar actually all the way. We can imagine actually the kind of time lag. Okay, I wanted to thank actually Madam from TCS. I forgot the name. Rekha Singhal ma'am. Sir, मेरी उम्र हो गई है. So I wanted to thanks Rekha Singhal ma'am. So Rekha Singhal ma'am is from TCS on a very higher position, and she was there associated from the beginning to with us for the curriculum development, how it can be implemented, what should be the infrastructure. So we are just pushing actually how to get the infrastructure from the government and other agencies. I'm fortunate enough actually I got a couple of grants from the collector office. So I wanted to thank Shinde sir also. Shinde sir DPO and Bhosle sir, the honorable collector, Mumbai Suburban sir. So I wanted to thanks my secretary also, um, and my director also, my joint director also, my principal also on this on this particular platform. So because they have given us the permission actually to go ahead with this. So this is, I said, this is not a, just closer. This will be a start. On different occasions, we'll have to meet and we'll find out actually how we can enhance the quality of the technical education in the country. So thank you very much, sir. If somebody is left, actually, I'm very sorry. At the last, my people, my team from the artificial intelligence program, you can see actually, let us give very big clap to these people. Okay. So they are working from last, we have been, I said actually we can start this program, but we were about to initiate this program in the month of February, March. But by God, Dr. Ganu and Gajja Marathi Global Foundation actually, they said actually we'll be here till 25th only. So I said actually I was just since we are meeting after so many times after I think 1 or 2 years. So I said actually we can close. So I wanted to thanks. Lodha sir also, and he wanted to go very immediately, Saji Kumar sir. I want to thanks everybody. So Ramuti sir, thank you very much for joining this call. After this, if anyone wanted to say anything, actually they can discuss with there in a breakout session in lunch time. So thank you very much everybody. Thanks a lot. So we'll have breakout session, sir, in a conference hall only. We'll be having quick lunch. Okay. I'll request Loda sir actually to take a bite and go. Okay, and Praveen also. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir.